Good evening and welcome to Monday's reflection. I hope that this past weekend, particularly being the weekend when we celebrate the joy of Advent, gave you a touch of joy somewhere, in spite of the fact that there was much tragedy to bemoan this week, especially as we consider all of the deaths and harm that came to people as a result of tornadoes. And I came across the end of last week, a phrase the phrase was post-doom spirituality. Well, there's been a lot of doom and gloom in our lives for some time now, and it has impacted many of us at a deep level, and we haven't quite known where to go with that, because we're supposed to be a people of hope, people of peace, a people of joy, a people of love. And in this little snippet about post-doom, which you can find out more about by going to postdoom.com, I want to share with you what I read about that, because I find it uplifting, and I find that it ties together Advent, from hope in the beginning to where we're going with love. And here's what it says. It's something from an author called Victoria Lures, who has sort of embraced this post-doom spirituality, which is large enough to face climate and other crises and not be driven to despair. She says that post-doom spirituality accepts the fullness of our reality, the tragedy as well as the beauty. This spirituality moves into and then eventually beyond grief and repentance toward a deeper, more courageous, compassionate, and spiritual aliveness. Facing the reality that we're standing on a precipice right now, as a species and as a whole planet. It's sobering, to say the least. But facing what is real opens the heart to grief, which somehow opens the heart to love even more deeply. When you reconnect with the alive world in a more compassionate way, and when you realize that the whole world is a living system that can only thrive when death makes room for life, you may feel a calm settle in on you. You may find yourself with the energy that comes from love to embrace the whole story, including the necessary emptiness and loss. She goes on, when we look forward to what has been lost with the climate crisis or other damage that our species has inflicted, we do still need to strive toward repair. But the cure is within our own mentality. The mentality that love is really as strong as death, that, like the beloved says to the lover in the Song of Solomon. That belief compels us to regard those of us who remain, forest, polar bears, wilderness people, to regard them with fierce love, looking forward and toward how we can all live our highest quality of life together as beloved community, no matter what. We do not need to minimize or overlook the pain and tragedy we encounter as we live in this time of interwoven crises. Eventually, when we recognize that the pain is directly connected with our love, we can embrace it. We can move into actions of restoration that are firmly planted in love. Now, I have no idea if that's even possible for me. This is a new idea, but it's very deeply rooted in the Christian tradition, in a God of hope, a God who invites us into the suffering with compassion, suffering with, to love and alleviate anything we can. So I am lifted by hope, even in this difficult time for our planet, for the species Homo sapiens, because I can embrace the pain, facing that I have partly caused it, and then heal, first within me, and then beyond me, through love. It might sound soppy, but that's what I firmly believe. I pray that your week goes into the weeks of two weeks now till Christmas, into the week of love next, as we build towards the Sunday of love and then build towards Christmas itself, that we might somehow live the love, even with pain. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on Wednesday.